So I am Mary McCarty, and I am the Menifee County Ag 4-H agent, and I am here today with Rick Bair, and he is one of my farmers, and has farmed for a few years, right, Rick?
Since I was about 3 or 4.
About 3 or 4. And so he runs a cattle operation out on Dan Ridge, and has hosted field day a few times for us at the extension office. And so we're going to talk a little about his new practice with doing haylage. And so how long have you guys been doing haylage?
It's 3 years now.
3 years. So what, when you decided to go this route and buy a hay wrapper for the program, what kind of made you, what gave you the idea of doing it?
Mainly, a lot of times, you just don't have the weather. The weather, you can get this up a day quicker. Sometimes you can cut it early in the morning, and I have rolled it the same day, late that evening. So that's one thing. Another thing, we was thinking about building another barn, and the barn would probably run 25 to 30,000, for a good sized hay barn with metal all the way around it. And so we decided to go with the wrapper. You kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. So that's the way I looked at it.
We like doing that in Menifee County, don't we?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got to save everything we can.
Exactly.
And the reason we went with the inline wrapper is because it's half the plastic. You just wrap the outside, you see. If you go with the other one, you've got to wrap both the ends too. So.
Awesome. So when you're wrapping it, what are some things you have to do at the end of the row?
We've been going to the barn when we start a new line and get a row of dry hay and put it in first. Then when we finish the line, a lot of times we run back to the barn and get a dry row and put it in the last time. That plugs the end up, see.
Awesome. Any issues with holes in the plastic?
Every once in a while there'll be, like with a different size row, you have a little pocket there. Your rows need to fit tight together. And every once in a while we'll have to tape over a little spot, but that's it. Yeah.
Round bale silage is a product of cutting livestock forage with similar equipment that we would use in hay production, allowing it to wilt to between 40 and 70% moisture, baling it in a tight uniform bale, and wrapping it in plastic to exclude oxygen. When the bale is wrapped in plastic and oxygen is eliminated from the bale, the fermentation process starts. The anaerobic microorganisms, those that do not require oxygen, start to produce lactic acid. That lactic acid reduces the pH of the bale to somewhere between 3.5 and 5, which stabilizes the bale and prevents any other growth of microorganisms. That way the bale is stable and can be stored for long periods of time. All species, grasses and legumes that we commonly use in Kentucky for livestock forage production can be ensiled. Grasses tend to ensile the best because they have more soluble carbohydrates, but the legume crops like red clover, alfalfa, Cerisa lespedeza, etc. have also been ensiled and stable for long periods of time and produce a high quality crop. In hay production, we have a small window of moisture content. Somewhere between, something below 20% is usually what we shoot for. But in round bale silage, anything between 40 and 70% is adequate.
How did you fund the practice? So I believe you might have got a CAPE grant to do.
Yeah, we got CAPE through it. We got some a little money back on it. I don't remember exactly how much, but we got some back on it. Yeah.
So it qualified probably in the forage area.
Yeah, it was.
Awesome.
With the individual wrap bales, that bale is well protected until the time the film is cut. And if the feed out is for example, only twice a week, then that bale will be consumed within 3 or 4 days, and under almost all conditions that should work well. In hot weather, even 3 days may be pushing what we would like to see for aerobic stability.
All right. So what are some practices that you have learned while you've been doing haylage?
Well, you need to try to get it from 40 to 70% moisture for the best. But we have rolled it a little greener than that just because there's rain coming in. It makes it awful heavy roll. But the cattle may seem like they like it. It gives you advantage to kind of go ahead and cut when they get rain, and maybe get it up the next day or something like that.
Awesome. Does it take a lot of help to do it?
No more help than you would putting it up dry. This inline wrapper he'll wrap it just about as fast as you can set it on there. So you bring a wagon load up here, and as long as the plastic don't break, you get a bad roll of plastic sometimes. As long as the plastic don't break, you can about roll it just as fast as I can set it on the wrapper.
Very cool. So do you have any help that normally helps you while you do it?
I've got Martha, my wife, and my son and his wife.
Awesome. Have you had any problem with any rodents or anything that get into
I've not had nary bit here. Not nary bit where I'm at, but other people have. But coyotes they claim's bad for it, but I've not had no trouble out of it.
We have a producer in the other part of the county that has problem with bears getting into it, so I'm so glad that you haven't had that problem.
We've not had that, no, not one bit, no.
Do you usually test your haylage?
Yes, I do. And one time I come in first in the region.
Yep.
And the second year I'd come in second, so we're doing something right. I don't know exactly. Yeah.
What do you do with the plastic after you've done feeding it?
I get about 4 to 6 rolls, and I either burn it. I can't put it in the garbage. They will pick it up in the garbage here. So,
well,
but I don't want to let none get ahead because you run on top of it and it gets muddy. Every 3, 4 or 5 rolls, I do away with it. So,
how much protein do you get? What's the comparison of feeding a haylage to a dry bale?
It usually haylage runs about 14-15% on the good haylage, and hay are sometimes 8 to 10. So you're gaining more nutrients and stuff for your cows. And we try to save the very best for when the cows is calving. That way we don't buy no supplement and stuff like that. We haven't bought any supplement for the cows in the last three years. So
good. How many cows do you guys run?
We got 104 cows right now.
Awesome. And if I remember right, they're a different breed, aren't they?
Well, the cows have got a lot of Schleer in them, but we crossed some Gelby in them.
Okay.
So they're Gelby Schleer cross. Most of them are. Yeah.
Awesome. How many bales of haylage do you feed a year?
We feed about 900. And we got 1,100 up this year.
Good.
And so far in October we haven't fed anything. So last year I think we did feed some in October. And the year before maybe some around last of September, drought, a little bit dry. But we usually feed around 8 to 900 rows. So.
Awesome.
And we got 1,100 up.
How many acres of hay do you guys cut?
Probably around 200 acres. We cut on other farms and stuff.
Cool. Awesome. So overall it's been a great decision.
Yes, it has. It's worked out real good. Yeah.
Good. Do you notice any difference in your cattle after starting feeding?
You can tell the difference though, and then you tell that they really like it. We roll out a lot of it with a roller, unroller, and they really like it. They'll line up and head right down behind the tractor.
I would like for it to be made into a candle. I think Kate should start selling it as a smell at the farmer's market.
I like it. I like it smell myself. Yes, I do.
Me too. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Rick.
Oh, thank you for coming out.
Oh, anytime. And
in summary, we'd like to make sure that you take care of these points in making round bale silage. First of all, make safety your first priority. Become familiar with the mechanical operation of the equipment. Remember that slow baling speed helps form tight, dense bales. High moisture round bales weigh between 1,500 and 2,000 pounds. Harvest the crop at the optimum stage of maturity for good yields and high quality. Avoid baling crops for silage containing more than 70% moisture or less than 40% moisture. Remember that bales should be wrapped within 12 hours of baling if possible. Wrap at the storage site to avoid damage to individual wrapped bales. Use high-quality polyethylene plastic film. A minimum of 4 layers of plastic should be used on each bale. To reduce waste and spoilage, feed only what can be consumed in a 2-day period. Check with your local government for policies on disposal of recycled or of used plastic. And if you have questions or problems, please contact your local extension office.